What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran, and we're going back to their Liberty album, 1990. Once again, shout out to Philip, as well as Izzy, Seb, and all other friends of the channel. But yeah, this is a tune that I've been able to access through Philip's archive that he's given me access to. And yeah, I realized I reacted to an edit of this song already, which is to say, I think it was like maybe a month or two ago. I reacted to the edit of Sirius, which is included on their Greatest compilation from 1998. I really enjoyed the tune, and it seemed like a lot of you did too. What I remember about people commenting is when I was listening, I felt like, oh, it has kind of like a smooth, kind of like a real, like, fluid kind of feel, and I believe it was Philip was saying he thought it was sort of like a liquid glass kind of a feel, and I absolutely feel that. It's, you know, fluid, but a bit viscous as well. It had a sort of like a smooth groove to it, like it felt kind of like a danceable tune, but again, like a very sort of like gliding kind of quality to the progression of the tune. I remember lyrically, what I did pick up, it seemed to be, you know, in conversation with a woman, and there were, I think, sort of like truths about human nature in that context. There were a couple lines that stood out to me at the time. I'm, of course, blanking on them now. But it's funny because, you know, there's been a few people who have mentioned Liberty, not their favorite album, but I was interested by how many people enjoyed this tune. I think it was Tim was saying, like, he thinks it's like a perfect pop song. There was someone else who's saying that, like, they think the song is way better than it gets credit for, but maybe part of the problem is that it didn't really hit commercially, like the album as a whole, I guess, didn't, nor did this as a single. I think they were saying, like, the highest it charted was around, like, number 50, maybe like number 48, 47, something like that. So yeah, it seems like it wasn't all that well received at the time, but it seems like a lot of Duranis over the years have come to really appreciate this tune, and even people who don't like the album as a whole seem to argue that this is a good track. So yeah, I remember enjoying it. Like I said, the sort of smooth oral character really came across. Him seemingly being in sort of like complicated emotional discussion with a woman or a partner seemed to be the theme that I remember picking up from the lyrics. But yeah, I assume this will be a slightly fuller version. Maybe, you know, it won't fade as quickly. Maybe there's a, you know, a longer like interlude section. I'm not sure. But because I've listened to so much Duran since doing that reaction, and since I've started to get a flavor of this album now, I felt like it would be appropriate to listen to the actual studio version. So hopefully this isn't like repetitive for you guys. Hopefully you're down to listen to this one a second time, essentially. But yeah, let's get to it. This is Duran Duran from their 1990 Liberty album, and the track is called Sirius. It's reflective, but it's not melancholic. It's like, it's knowing. Your voice is on fire. That line. Trying to parse out the details, and it's like, well, it doesn't matter anymore. There's a lot going on at the top of the track. Guitar, synths, backing vocals. That, again,
Doesn't have to be serious.
way the bass rolled in. Like at first it was just giving the guitar its moment, and then the bass came rolling in. I'm trying to remember, like, is there a sax in it? I'm not remembering that detail, but... Oh. The atmosphere of this section. Those synth strings, like crystal. Oh. What a beautiful.
Doesn't have to be serious. Maybe right, do it make me wrong. Doesn't have to be serious. Fighting for love, fighting for pain. Doesn't have to be serious.
Fighting for love, fighting for pain. What's the second one?
Doesn't have to be serious. Maybe right, do it make me wrong. Doesn't have to be serious.
Almost had like a Bee Gees vibe for a second there.
Being strong doesn't have to be serious. Fighting for love, fighting for pain. Doesn't have to be
Yeah, that's great. I love that song. That just reinforced the sort of experience I had the first time. Again, it felt like there was maybe a little brass in there in the latter section. Again, maybe synth brass, I'm not sure. But I don't think it was, like for a moment I was like, wait, is there a big sax piece in this? But yeah, again, I think that was just my brain sort of like getting my wires crossed with all the music that I've been reacting to recently. Nevertheless, I get it. Like I'm surprised that that track doesn't have a bigger reputation. I'm surprised that it wasn't a hit at the time. 1990. That's the kind of like, you know, synth rock, sort of like adult contemporary kind of like pop rock that I think a lot of people were enjoying, or were digging at that time. So yeah, bottom line, I dig it. I think it's a cool tune. Again, the smoothness, the sort of gliding kind of nature of it. You know, it's got percussion, it's got a drum rhythm, but it just feels like you're sort of like sliding on air the whole time you're listening to that. So, yeah, a cool tune. Let me know what you think. Do let me know, like, you know, if there's a specific way in which, like, either the sequencing of the track or maybe like a part that comes in that isn't in the edit. I'm not sure. I imagine it's just a difference in terms of time. I imagine it's just, you know, a radio edit, so they like maybe cut out one of the interludes or something. But yeah, let me know if there's a specific way in which that differs from the edit that I already reacted to. Other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.